Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Alicia. I thought of some of these things the other day when I was doing my weight loss update, and I'm not quite sure what to title it, but I feel like diet culture that needs to die or just go away. Kind of like weight loss routines, norms, and maybe they're not the norm for everybody, but I feel like they were things I latched onto early on. I'm not quite sure I was taught them, but they somehow like became reality in my head. And I don't really want to blame Weight Watchers, but Weight Watchers was the program I used for 15, 20 years. So I don't know. I don't really remember anybody teaching these things, but it was kind of like with their program, these are the things that latched on. And I know it's not just them. I think maybe it's society. But my first one that I think needs to just be canceled, maybe that's it. Diet culture that needs to be canceled. I kind of like that. The all or none. And so like with Weight Watchers, you had 7 days of like points, and then each day you had points, and then you had 7 days of like extra points. And so I don't know, I feel like that's kind of where it came from. If I could be good for 7 days, then I was golden. I was like always, I needed to be perfect. But if I knew I had a special event coming up on one of those days, or for some reason there were snacks at work, or I was bad one day, I threw it all out. Literally, I'll just start on Monday again. And so I really think the all or none has to go away. And, you know, it's okay if you have a piece of cake. It's okay if you went out for a birthday meal. Just get back on track the very next meal. So that's my number one. I think the all or none has to go. Number two, bad foods versus good foods. And my daughter's only 10, and I know this has not come from our household, but the other day we were having, what were we having? I don't know what we were having, cake or something. We were somewhere and we ended up getting something. And she said, well, this is bad. And I was quick to be like, no, it's not bad to have cake. I mean, I did clarify that we shouldn't have like cake 45 times a day, but this whole good food, bad food thing. And I feel like that had gotten really in my head too. And I really enjoyed Noom for that. I didn't really lose any weight with Noom, but Noom was good about breaking down a lot of the bad psychological habits I had, including the good food, bad food. Food is food. I also like this guy on YouTube, although I don't remember his name, but he is really good at food is food. If you're craving chocolate, have chocolate. You're not doing anybody any favors by not ever having a treat. But I feel like the labeling good foods or bad foods, we're humans, we eat. Eating food that makes you happy is also important. Number three, not allowing treats or food you love. Like, I feel like sometimes when we're on a diet, we feel like we have to, I don't know, eat tofu and bean sprouts and Brussels sprouts and broccoli and never have anything that you love. If you want to lose weight long term and keep it off, it has to be sustainable. It has to be a thing that you're going to do every day for the rest of your life. And I don't think any of us are not going to ever have ice cream again, or pizza, or whatever it is that you love. Like popcorn. I really like popcorn. At this point, I have popcorn about 3 to 4 times a week. Prior to that, popcorn was one of my guilty pleasures. I couldn't have popcorn because it was so many points. And so I was always off track when I had popcorn. So if there is whatever X, Y, and Z food you love, you need to incorporate it. Again, kind of like telling my daughter, we don't want to have 45 pieces of cake a day. You don't necessarily want to have popcorn for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But at the same time, if you're in your calories and you're maintaining, it doesn't really matter. But I feel like it's so sad when you like don't have any of your favorite things, or it's Thanksgiving and my mom has made this recipe since I was little. I continue making it in the same dish, her sweet potato casserole, which is full of butter and sugar, and it is delicious. We only have it once or twice a year. There is no reason to feel guilty for that. So again, I think you need to incorporate foods you love in your daily thing, because it's just not sustainable to never have a treat. Number four, perfection over progress. I was so bad. Again, that kind of goes to the whole all or none. If I couldn't be perfect, then I was just going to be terrible. And that just doesn't make any sense. Because I had one piece of cheesecake, or maybe I overate Oreos for one on Tuesday doesn't mean I should throw the next 7 days out. And so it's really hard. I've worked on that a lot in the last year. Progress over perfection. It is better to have one bad day and 6 good than to throw out all 7 days because of one meal or one thing. And I also feel like we need to have other ways we chart progress. Which I think, let's see, I'll skip number 5 for now. My number 6 is obsessing over the number on the scale. And I think that goes with progress. I think sometimes the only thing we care about is the number on the scale. And I was very bad about that. I still have never really taken before and after pictures. I am very bad at measurements. I don't think I hold the tape in the same place, but we need to have ways to monitor the progress, and we need to not just be judging our success based on the number on the scale. Again, take measurements, pictures before and after. Maybe you like whatever your largest size were, keep one top, keep one bottom. You can try them on and see how much looser they fit. The scale is going to go up or down. So I've recently lost another 8 pounds. So my total is, I think, 56 or 55 pounds lost. But last week I gained 3 pounds. Today I'm back down those 3. It was simply water weight. I was bloated, whatever it was. But that number on the scale can make you feel bad. Oh, I just gained it all back. What's the point? And so I think we have to find other ways to monitor progress. I know it's hard because especially back when I was like really trying to like lose weight, like in the past, like on Weight Watchers, you want that weekly, I don't know, like feedback of yes, it's working. But at this point, I try not to weigh myself very often. I can go a whole month and only weigh myself once. Here lately, because I know I've been losing, I have gotten back on the scale a little bit more, but I try just once a week. And again, I just want to get to back to where I'm like maybe on the scale once a month. All right, number 5, and I know I skipped the one and went back, but I will start on Monday, or I'll start on January 1st, or I'll start next week. I think we're all like this whole Monday. We're going to start Monday, so then we blow the weekend because Monday's coming. Or, December, we're going to party hard because January 1st is coming. And then once you slip up one time, it's out with January. I guess now it's February 1st. Or again, I'll do next Monday. It's really hard. And I did this for like 20 years where I'll start Monday. I'll start next week. And it's just the next Monday and the next Monday. We have to get rid of this perfectionist. 7 days a week have to be perfect. Progress over perfection, I feel like, is the key. Number 7, I was super guilty of early on and for a long time on Weight Watchers because I wanted to get as many points as possible. Eating only like low calorie, low fat kind of diet foods. Often I was always hungry. I didn't always feel satisfied. And I don't know. I don't think it was Noom. I don't know. But I feel like here lately, and just in culture in general, protein is really valued. And I have noticed a big difference when I eat more protein. I don't think you need to be like these bodybuilders eating like 200 grams of protein a day. But I have noticed that if I have protein and fiber, I am satiated for a lot longer. And there will be times where I kind of get, I don't track or anything, but there's times where maybe I'm eating a little less good or better than I normally do. And I'll be hungry a lot. And then I'll have to remind myself, okay, protein, make sure, I'm getting more protein in. And so I feel like sometimes just eating the diet food, the low calorie food, we don't feel satiated. We feel like we're missing something because we're not eating foods we love. And so I think, not that those are bad per se, but it's good to eat just regular food. Whatever the regular food is you would normally eat that. Maybe a smaller portion. The snacks, make sure they're, whatever, a little bit higher protein or whatever. And that kind of goes in, I guess, number 8 and number 7 are kind of being too strict. Again, when I first started, I was so strict. You didn't ever, want to eat anything remotely unhealthy. I just really feel like it's portion control. eating, you know, you can have the lasagna, have the spaghetti. I have all kinds of things in a given week. I'm not gaining weight. Like I said, I've just recently lost more weight. I thought I was kind of done in the losing weight category. I am eating pancakes and waffles and spaghetti, all of it, but it's portion control. And then my last one is number 9. And this was me until I finally accepted that I'm probably not going to be a whatever weight that the BMI says. But in the beginning, I have had this weight loss journey, I don't know, 3 or 4 times where I've like gained it all back, had to lose it again. So you're talking, if you go by BMI, you're talking, I have like 150 pounds to lose. I mean, back at my highest weight. But at bare minimum, you're talking 50 to 80 pounds. So let's just say like the 80 to 100 pounds. It seems unachievable. And so sometimes you focus on this big number that you have to lose 100 pounds to be where you should. And it's easy just to give up, because that number is so daunting and so scary. Number one, you don't have to be the medical BMI. You don't have to be whatever everybody else thinks. That took me a long time to accept that whatever number is good for me is good for me, and it doesn't matter what society says or medical says. The other thing too is the first 5 to 10 pounds you lose, you will reap 1,000 benefits. I had so much energy. I felt so much better. So just losing 5 pounds will make you feel so much better. 10 pounds, like the 5 to 10 pound range. Like if you only lost 10 pounds, you're doing so much for your body. And so I think we have to try to focus on, again, the progress over perfection. And we don't have to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. We go to the beach a lot because we're in California, and I kind of people watch. There are people that if they were clothed, you would say, oh yes, they're skinny, they're healthy. Everybody has lumps and bumps. Besides like a few kind of like, I don't know, I feel like 20-year-old supermodel types. Everybody has lumps and bumps. Whether you're 120 pounds, whether you're 200 pounds, we all have cellulite and lumps and bumps. I think younger people are a little less prone to that, but even they have it. So I feel like we have to just get rid of the we're not good enough. We are good enough. Every little bit helps. We don't have to be perfect. And even if you have a large number, try not to focus on that. The first 5 pounds, the next 5 pounds. But anyway, those are just some of those things that I feel like diet culture that needs to be canceled. I like that. I'm glad I came up with canceled. Die seemed a little bit, I don't know, too extreme. But I just think as a society, we get stuck in these ruts, and it's just not worth it. So if you're on a weight loss journey too, I wish you the best of luck, and be kind to yourself. Treat yourself like you would your friend. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.